today, Abhinav will actually not be joining us. I think Varun just left the meeting. Let's just wait for him to join.
I'm here, dude. So yeah, Abhinav's not keeping well, so me and Elson will be taking this live stream today. And yeah, Elson, let us know the agenda.
Right. So, number one, we'll be giving you feedback on your assignment one and assignment two. For assignment one, basically, we'll tell you some of the things that you missed and go through that. Some of the teams that have done the best, we'll take you through that. And I think at the end of the call, we'll post the PDF or the presentation that they have done. After that, for assignment two, we're going to be having like a demo audit. So I think Varun will take us through how you could have done it in the best way. Following that, we'll have like a quick portfolio discussion. So we want to answer some of you had some questions on how to build a good portfolio, when you're approaching clients, or probably how to build your CV and things like that. And at the end of that, we'll take some questions. Is that clear, everyone? Awesome. So yeah, just keep using the chat, so that we also get feedback and when we're asking questions and things like that. And if there's anything that you guys want to cover, we'll definitely take that up at the end of the call. All right, Varun, you there?
Yeah. All right. So Elson, you want to start with the website audit first? Let's get that off the
Perfect.
thing and
Okay.
then dive deep into assignment discussion and all that.
Yeah. Okay.
No, this live isn't for assignment 4. We'll be announcing that. I think we'll do that tomorrow. Yeah. Okay. So you guys have had a pretty much decent understanding of how audit works. You had like 67 guidelines that go through and add stuff, and I've gone through your assignments, and a lot of you have done a very good job of going through all the assignment work and all that. So what I'll be doing on this live is I won't be repeating what Elson, could you just let people in?
Yeah, Varun, I'll do that.
Okay. So what I don't want to go through the audit guidelines and all that stuff and bore you guys all over again. What I'd be doing is I'll be doing an ad hoc kind of an audit right now. And, I'll just go through the different stuff that I usually keep in mind when I'm doing an audit and stuff like that. So before I dive deep into what an audit is, there is something called ad campaigns and send, right? So ad campaigns and send is something like this. The messaging that you have on your ad creative must be very relevant to the messaging that is there on the landing page, right? So I'll just share my screen. Let me know if you can see it. Okay, a little bit loud. Okay, let me do that. Is this better?
Yeah, you're clear, Varun. Not an issue.
Yeah. Should I decrease it on? Okay, fine. Cool. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm just going to, off the bat, pick out Okay, sorry guys. Is it better now?
Your voice is clear, but when you were presenting, I think there's a little bit of a lag.
Okay.
I think some more guys are joining, I think probably because of that.
Okay, I seem to have a decent, pretty slow internet connection. Okay, it's good to go, I think. Okay, okay, I'll just go ahead. So, yeah, there's no lag right now, right, guys? All cool?
It's fine now, it's fine.
Okay, great. So, yeah, Wow Skin Science is like a famous brand out there. They're US, I think they sell in US also. And so what I did is I just typed buy Wow right now, right? And look at the ad that I'm getting here. It says Wow Skin Science special offer for you. Okay, they're talking about a special offer here, right? So when I'm talking about the scent, what I mean is that the ad must be very relevant to your landing page. Okay, so here on this ad, they're talking about Wow Skin Science having a special offer. So let's just have a look and see what that offer is all about. Now I don't know if this is what they're going to do, or how the website is or whatever. Okay, so first thing first, I see nature inspired beauty here on the top, which is not, the special offer that they're talking about. And there are a couple of pop-ups that are coming up randomly without me doing anything. So that's also not a good sign. But coming down here, they're talking about a Wow Pro giveaway and join, shop, and win. So they're doing a giveaway offer here where, people who, what do you say? Yeah, I think if you buy something off these website, you have a chance to win here. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably rate this a 5 or a 6, because the main, something that's grabbing my attention over here is this part, and there's nothing related to the offer or the giveaway. And only when I scroll down a little bit that I can see this part over here. So yeah, now let's do some of the product of theirs and see how it works. Oil. Okay, they have a limited time offer here. Let's just go check what this is all about. Okay, it's the same thing. Let me see if I can find some product specific ad of these guys. No. Shampoo, I don't know, cosmetics. Okay, they're running all ads for the same stuff. Let's try face wash. Face mask. Okay. I'm pretty much seeing the same ad everywhere. So yeah, ideally let's just try a different competitor here. We don't have an ad here. I don't use much brands. Guys, you want to recommend something here right now? Okay, Beardo. Okay, we're running into a tough spot here. I don't see much ads. Okay, there's Beardo Men's Grooming Essential. I have a feeling that this is also not going to be very relevant. Okay, for some reason, this website is designed in a very weird way and I can't read it properly. But yeah, the offer is right here on the face. So this has a good relevancy, as in, I can, seems to be a mobile website for some reason. Okay, but the relevancy is really good here. Whatever I saw on the ad is what I'm getting on my landing page. So yeah, that's a good thing. And okay, let's try a different one. Bold cold brew. Okay, this seems to be interesting. 6 exciting flavors. Okay, we're talking about 6 exciting flavors here. So let's have a look. Okay, now that I'm here, they're not talking about the flavors anywhere at all. You see what I'm saying? I see they're talking about 6 exciting flavors here. There are 6 bottles here, but in no way can I find anything about that. And then only when I scroll down do I find these different flavors, and there seem to be more than 6. I think there's 7, right? And yeah, the relevancy for this is not very strong. Let's try a different brand right now. You have any suggestion, guys? Okay, Sleepy Owl. I think I saw their ad right here. Okay, Sleepy Owl, delicious coffee, cold brew coffee at its best. Okay, let's just go for this. Okay, they spoke about cold brew, and the first thing I saw is a hot brew. I don't know what these things actually mean, so correct me if I'm wrong, but this also doesn't seem to be very, very relevant. Yeah, I think most of these guys are not doing a good job on this end. Mama Earth. Okay. Mama Earth. Mama Earth just off for you, get 20% off. I have a feeling this won't be relevant. I mean, it's a very generic ad. I think let's do them some justice and go for some product over here.
Varun, because of you, all these guys are spending. You're clicking on all their ads.
Right. Yeah, that is what happens. So, okay, I don't think we're going to find a lot of relevant ads here right now, but let's see what could they have done properly, right? So they're talking about hair growth and hair fall control. So the first thing you need to do is there's something called key trigger words. And these trigger words are usually the symptoms or the problems that the customer is trying to solve. If I have like hair fall or, hair, I need to, increase my volume or whatever. Those are my key trigger words, right? And I need to have them on my ad copy, right? I mean, that is when I can make it more relevant. So off the bat, what I would say is I would probably, instead of this code over here, I would probably add in something like a hair fall or a hair control. And when I click here and I have a look at this, okay, they're at least talking about this here right now, right? So that is a good thing. And yeah, let us just see if we have a few more brands. Smashmallow, I've never heard of that thing before. These guys don't have any ads actually. So they're not running any ads. Let me see if they. No, they're not. I think else we can reach out to them if they want any marketing services. Dot
Yeah.
and key. Okay. Okay. Dot and keys. Let me just go type something. Yeah, moisturizer. Let's have a look at their ad for moisturizer. Okay, they don't have. It's a very generic ad again that they're doing. I think let's go for some SaaS tools, right? Guys, you wanna give me some SaaS tools? Suggest some SaaS tools out there. Let's try HubSpot. Okay, this now here there's a value prop: lightweight and powerful CRM, right? Let me just click this ad and see what they're doing on their landing page here right now. Okay, they've taken me to a different website, latestbrands.com. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, they're talking about start collecting more leads in a minute. Yep, even HubSpot is not doing a great job when it comes to this end. So yeah, so as you can see, there's a lot of wrong practices that people are doing currently right now. But it is a given fact that, I mean, I'll share some research with you after this call, but when you have the pre-click and the post-click messaging, pre-click is what I see here right now, and post-click is what I see, after the click. I need to have the same thing here, right? And sadly, this is not what is happening here. And the way to do this is to have your ad copy and your landing page copy very similar. I mean, the closer it is, the more better it is, because the user is, clicking on your ad for a specific reason. He's seeing something and he's clicking on that for that specific reason. I saw something about a lightweight and a fast CRM. When I come here, talks about collecting more leads in minutes, right? So there's clearly a disconnect here, which is not good. So I wouldn't, I would probably still buy them because they're good. But yeah, I'll have to go deeper down inside to figure out where is exactly the fastest and all that stuff. This lightweight CRM. There's none of that mentioned anywhere on this landing page. And this is a landing page customized for this ad. It looks like that. This is not the HubSpot homepage, right? So they should have definitely done a better job here. Let me see if you guys have any more Grammarly. Grammarly, a smarter way to write. Okay, take the guesswork out of great writing. check emails, documents, etc. Okay, let's have a look at this. Great. They're talking about a smarter way of writing, and they're talking here about simplified great writing. So I feel it is still more relevant than the other ones that we have seen. And yeah, they're talking about a bold, clear AI-powered writing assistant. I did see something about emails and all documents, etc. But yeah, this is good. This is a more better version of it. And cool. Let's see if we can find something better. Active campaign. Marketing. Okay. Let's just check this guy out. Or nah, seems to be very generic. Unit 4. Okay. No ad for these guys. Status do. Okay. Nope. AppSumo. Hottest software deals. Get insane deals. Great. Please take me to a deals landing page. Okay. There's no mention of deal here, but they're talking about you never paying full price for software again, and we'll send you the hottest deals. This is good enough. You know, I mean, the amount of crap you have seen, I think this is the decent one out there. So yeah, we find, you know, the hottest tech partners, we run insane deals on your product, we save thousands of dollars. This is a good thing. This is decent. I'm sure there's a lot more that can be done better here in terms of maybe the heading could be more a deal oriented thing, because I have to read this and then I have to figure out, okay, actually they're hinting about deal, but this is not very straightforward on your face, right? So that is something that I would probably change. I'll take one last website. Salesforce. Okay. Salesforce is huge. Let's see how those guys do it. Also, number one CRM solution. Sell smarter and faster. Okay. These are the 3 words that we are looking for. Number one CRM solution, smarter, faster. Okay. To stop my ad blocker. Okay. Okay, this is pretty bad. This is pretty bad. Yeah. I mean, they've taken me direct to a sign up page, and yeah, there's not, where do they tell about, okay, they talk about boosting productivity, 30% increase, but smarter, faster, CRM, no, none of that is there here. There's a very bad, this is pretty bad actually, yeah. ClickFunnels. Okay, this is the last thing I'll do because I want to do a proper website audit also. ClickFunnels, pricing, welcome to no. Let me just, okay, kindly see gearbunch.com. Gearbunch, okay, seriously gorgeous leggings and tights that are sexy looking but really perfect. Okay, let's check this out. Leggings and capris and so much more. Okay, I don't know, what do you guys think? Is the landing copy and this relevant? I am having a tough time figuring it out. I mean, the women do look pretty and all, so this is pretty much out there for people out, for you to let me know. Yeah, but no, I don't think even this is very relevant. They're talking about specific things about these leggings, and they're just talking about all the other products that they have out there, and there's just one copy over here. So yeah, not this either. Cool. So anyway, okay guys, let's just wind this up right now. I want to dive deep into an audit. So let's go back to Wow. I really like their website. The landing page sucks. I mean, the homepage sucks, but the product page is pretty cool. So cool. Let's just go here, or in fact, let me just go to product from here. Yeah, shopping ad. Great. Okay, off the bat, here are a few things that I usually want to see in a website. Okay, I'm not going to go through the 67 landing page or, you know, guidelines that we spoke about, but here are a few things that I usually like or, you know, see when I'm auditing a website. First thing is appearance. How does the website appear? You know, it must be attractive and it must have a clear and simple presentation. And this thing for some reason is very attractive and it is pretty appealing to the eye. I really like the design, the whole, plants growing around, hanging out there like creepers. That's pretty cool. And the second thing I would like to see is clarity. And yeah, so clarity is basically trying to get your message across properly. Is the site, I need to understand why I want to buy the product and why should I buy it from these guys. And this few things that I usually look for this is, do they have the value props clearly mentioned out? Okay, they don't have a strong product. Okay, let me just switch off the ad blocker and let's reload this again. Okay, let's just go pick one of the top sellers. Just give me a second, guys. Let this site load. I should probably browser. Okay, for some reason this thing, okay, it loaded here also. Great. Okay, so let me just switch back here. And yeah, it has to be very usable. We've already spoken a lot about, how it should be easy to navigate and all that. So yada yada blah blah. So yeah, let's just dive into the product landing page, right? And what they're doing right here. Okay. One thing I really like about these guys is that they have a subscribe button, and you are obviously letting the user choose to subscribe, and you get free shipping on top of that. That is pretty cool. Not a lot of websites do this. There's also FOMO thing over here. 18 customers are okay. 200 customers are doing so. Obviously, it is doing it randomly, and yeah, they should probably fix this numbering. But yeah, this is also a good thing. They're also talking about reviews here, and I'll just dive into that once we scroll down, but that is good. And they also have this pro point system. What is this? Let me click join now and see what happens. Okay, this is cool. They didn't take me to a different landing page. They just had a pop-up open up here, and they're talking about their loyalty program basically. So yeah, thumbs up on this stuff too. And yeah, they have a nice zoom mechanism, which is just scroll based. As soon as I scroll, if I tap also, I get to do it. This is great. And they also are mentioning their combo offers here for the same product, which again is a very good tactic to, you have to usually list your complementary products. And this is a good tactic. This is a very good way to, upsell your customer and cross sell your customer. You can add something related to the same value props here, and that's pretty cool. So they get good points on that. Now, coming down to this part seems a little wrongly organized for some reason, and they have various offers here, but I really don't know how to. I can't click it. As you can see, I can't really click it and apply it, or I don't know. This part I think can be okay. They're talking about discount will be automatically applied at checkout, which is this discount. And yeah, oh, guys, can you hear me fine? All good?
Yeah, Varun.
Great. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, pardon me, guys. I'm going a little off the bat here. I don't have a structured audit system here, but this is how I would just do a random audit if I had a website with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think, Varun, I also want to just take through a little bit. I think
yeah, go ahead.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
So in terms of the website audit, for example, okay, let's go through something. I'll just see if I can share my screen,
Okay.
and then or do you want to continue sharing your screen and we
Yeah.
can take
Let me
it up?
just wind this up, and yeah,
Yeah.
we can just take over stuff.
Sure.
Yeah. So
Yes.
multiple product images, all that stuff is also good. Great. They have different icons over here. And what is this? Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yep. I think somebody accidentally muted you. Yep.
Okay, there's something called fancy. Interesting. I didn't know what that was. Just give me a second, guys. Back. Okay, cool. Yeah, so all this is good. And yeah, once I do add to cart, let's see what happens once I do add to cart. Great. The add to cart just popped out of the box here, and this is pretty slick design. And one thing I hate here though is that this thing is flashing. I know they want to put in good focus on that offer, but they could have probably done a box around it and made the box flashing. I have to wait for the thing to come back, probably decrease the time between flashing or whatever. Cool. And of course, they have upselling, cross-selling, and all that here also. So that is also good. Interesting thing to notice here is that not all these products have this drop down. What is this drop down over here? Okay, they're basically the combos or the cross-selling that they're doing. I think they could probably have a look at this stuff and figure out how everybody gets it, or if this thing changes. Okay, this thing is not changing when I add. The price is changing, but the image is not changing, so that is bad. But on a scale of 1 to 10, I think I'll give them an 8 or a 7 here just for the checkout process. I mean, this part of the checkout, which is basically pre-checkout. Anyway, I've added it to the cart right now. Now, what I'll do is I'll go scroll down. And this is product description. They're talking about healthy scalp, silky soft, flake-free hair. And yeah, they don't have their value prop here, which is not a good thing. They should probably think about adding it here. It's good for your Google ads, especially. That's what me and Elson have seen on this. Formulated to deliver natural scalp hair. Yeah, this is good. But I would also like to see a video here. Video about how to use the product. I know this is a shampoo, but okay, maybe. But usually in different product sites, it's always good to have a accompanying video with the product out there, so that when you get to understand how you get a visual way of, rather than a static image, you get a video way of understanding how the product works. So that is a very important thing to also notice. So I wouldn't give them points for that. They don't have a video here. They're talking about the key ingredients. Okay, all that is good. Okay, they have frequently brought product together, which is good. Very similar to the combo that they have up here. But yeah, this is there. Similar products is something that I would also like to see here, but they don't have it. So no point for them there. And now let's come down to reviews. So this review section is pretty cool actually. And yeah, they have like multiple filters here based on your problems, hair fall. You can tag stuff by hair fall. You can do a sorting with photos, highest rating, lowest rating, most helpful. They also have a section for questions, which is pretty cool. And they have filters. You can clear the filter, and you can tag. You can look at stuff by images. I think they've ripped it off from Amazon, but they've done a good job of it. This is a good review section, and this is what a good website should aim for, because yeah, they have everything that a user wants in the review section. These are all the minimum features that you would expect to see in a review section. So kudos to them on doing this right. And okay, they have related products here after that. Maybe they've done an A/B testing and figured out that you should probably upsell or show a user related products after they've scrolled down, because they're probably showing a lower intent of buying this product. So this is a good time to upsell. So that is cool. And okay, they're also showing me recently viewed products. This seems to be a little big though. I think this could be made smaller, like how Amazon does it. They do it in a very small area. So yeah, that is something that they'll. And they of course have their marketplaces on the. Yeah, you have your footer over here. So all in all, it's a decent page. Few small things that could have been done better. And yeah, I don't see a lot of micro copy. It's okay. It's not so bad. This is cool. So now let's just go out to add to cart. Okay, it got added twice, and let's go to proceed to checkout. Okay, before that, actually, I'd just like to share some other insights which Indian websites don't do, but you should. I mean, this is how people are on top of their game, right? So right now I'm on the home page. I have 2 products added to cart. There is a strong intent that I'm showing that I want to check out, but I don't see Wow in any way reaching out to me here right now, telling me why don't you check out? You have 2 products. Probably throw me a coupon code. These are some things that not a lot of websites do, but this is what is the cutting edge of like e-commerce industry right now. Throwing like relevant offers, trying to figure out your location based offers, trigger certain events. That's what MoEngage does, right? When I'm exiting, there's an exit pop-up, there's an exit intent pop-up. I don't see these guys doing that, so that is a bad thing. So you should have offers and rewards that are your intent oriented. They should be more time oriented as well. Something like this, when there's a cart, there's something, what I can do actually is to show them an offer, something like get a flat 35% off if you grab this coupon code in the next 5 minutes. We need to have something like a limited time period offer and stuff like that. So that is not something that these guys are doing well. So yeah, screw them on that. Okay, let's go and now go to proceed to checkout. Okay, this is cool. They're doing an inventory based thing. So yeah, there's a FOMO with a time offer thing over here. I mean, time frame, limited time thing, and it's inventory management. So that is good. They have good points on that. And are they providing a good order summary? I don't know. I think a few other websites do this better. This is just a 300 ml shampoo and the price given here. And this 2 over here, I'm not sure actually if this is they're talking about the quantity here, obviously, but this is not a good place to put it. I think they should clearly mention it out, saying that quantity 1, 2, and there should be probably a way to decrease it here also. That would be a good idea to do that. They could probably, have do an A/B test and figure out if that works or not. Second thing I've seen in some websites is they have a chat bot during the checkout. And so if somebody has any issue, like I'm like, guys, do you really deliver to my state, or my city is in like a containment zone? If there's a chat bot here, and if I could just reach out to like an automated AI chatbot or like a real life support, that would be pretty cool. So these guys don't get points for that. And the trust seals and trust badges, I don't see that here properly. Maybe I should just go in and see if they do that. So test.com, test, Bangalore, Karnataka, 560094, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, cool. They also have 1, 2, 3, so that is good. This is progress. I think this was there in the guidelines also. So that's a good thing to do. And so it's called visual checkout progress. So that's good. Now let's go to the next part. Okay, they're talking about shipping charge here. They should have probably mentioned this somewhere. I think in the landing page they were talking about free shipping when you get subscribed. But this is a there could be a lot of drop off here because they have not mentioned it very clearly on their website out there. So I would think this would lead to drop offs later on in the place. And this page here right now is an extra page, I feel. I don't know, guys, give me your opinion in comment. We could discuss it out in the questions, but I feel this page seems to be a little it seems to be an extra thing. You're just confirming something here. This could have been done together with the payment also. You could have a confirm and payment. This is just an extra step here, I feel. Now let's go check out payment. Okay, so all these things are here and I can still change it. So what was the point of confirming in the second step if I can still change these things here? So this thing is definitely rudimentary. I mean, sorry, it's not required. You should get rid of it. Okay, now let's come down to the payments part. Okay, they have PayPal, Paytm, and cards, net banking. Okay, I would okay, this is good. They have shipping address. This is a good feature that they have over here. But I need more trust seals here. There has to be something about there has to be more visual trust here. They could definitely look into having social trust. Okay, this is their 10 million successfully shipped orders, but transactional trust is something that I'm not seeing here. I mean, they have these logos, but they're very small. I don't know. They should definitely have in some strong logos talking that this is a secure site, all that, etc. So yeah, seems to be not a good step in that order. Let's just go to complete order. I'm sure they'll just take me to their landing page. I mean, their payment gateway. Cool. This is Razorpay, and I trust these guys to do their job actually. So let's just go back. Okay, yes, cancel. Okay, so yeah, all in all, I think I've done a quick checkout thing. One more thing I would like to see is that let's just go back actually. Return to information. Okay. So this is a guest checkout feature. Basically, that is good. You need to have a guest checkout feature, and if they're yeah, and you should also have some form of a return guarantee. This is the satisfaction guarantee, so that is cool. But they're not outright telling that this is a return. They're just saying we'll make it right. How are they going to make it right? Are they going to give me a coupon code? Are they going to return the product? So a return guarantee is something that must be always there in a checkout page. That is something that I've noticed. So yeah, this is how this audit is done. So back to you, Wilson.
No, I think you can just keep, yeah. So, yeah, I think that was pretty detailed on how an ideal audit could be done. Now, also, like one of the things, so I'm going to give you like feedback on how you guys did your assignment. So, for example, let's continue with the audit because I think a lot of you have got that right because relatively the audit was slightly an easier exercise because the guidelines were clearly outlined and all you had to do is pretty much see if it was working or not. But yeah, some feedback that I would have. Number one, when you're doing the audit, it's ideally you should understand that the website and the mobile website, these could be different. So the kind of experience that you are going through on the phone, the kind of website that's there on the phone, may be different from what is there on the website. For example, if you take the website of Purple, so when you go on purple.com, some of the guidelines asked, for example, is there an auto rotating carousel? Now, on the phone, the auto rotating carousel may not be visible. It looks like it's static and that you have to slide and click on it. But when you go, say, on the website, you'll clearly notice that it's a bunch of auto rotating carousels there. And, that's a very bad, that's not a very good UX user experience there because as you try to read those cards, those carousel cards, they keep switching so quickly, right? So that's one of the reasons why auto rotating carousels is not really recommended. And Purple on the website, on the desktop website, they do use auto rotating carousels, but on the phone it doesn't. So when I would have done this audit, I would probably have done it on two phases. One, where I'm talking about the mobile website or the progress, the responsive website on the phone, and the second would be on the desktop, right? So for each of the brands, you should ideally have done that and made a comparison. Another example, when you take for Purple, I'm going to point out some really obvious things that some of you have missed. So that's why I'm pointing these out. When you go to the icons on top of Purple, the three icons on top. So those who have done the audit for Purple would easily know, or if you haven't, you can open the website right now and you can see the icons on top really don't make much sense. So there's one which is there's the magnifying glass, which probably which I think is the closest, which makes some sense, which is the search. Second is the heart. Third is they have a random smiley face with three dashes. What does that really imply, right? And the fourth one is it's basically four lines and a triangle on top. So that what they mean from that, when you click on it, you realize that it means add to cart. But those icons, it's something that really they haven't really put much. I think they've tried to be a little creative, but it hasn't really worked out. So these are some of the points that I feel some of like those who have missed. Also, when you go through the phone, the mobile website, you notice the font is really small. So this is how we have done our evaluating. Like majority of you have
Also,
done.
I think just quickly share your screen so that You can show those
Okay.
icons. Yeah.
I'll do that. I'll do that. Okay.
Also, I think we're already 45 minutes into this live stream. I know I was a little fast, but we have a lot to cover on this, so that's the reason why I was fast. Okay, Elson, I can see your screen. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So this is the Purple website. Now, this is what I meant. These are the icons that I'm talking about. Like, you see, there's a heart here, there's a smiley face, which really does not make any sense. What does it really tell you? Some of you have even pointed out, that the order of these are different. So on the mobile website, the orders and account is different. The elite membership, which is one of their key features, they're not really given much prominence to that. So some of you have actually done that. That's really good. Also, this is what I meant. This is the add to cart button, right? To be honest, I thought this was like the sea and a sun or something. It really didn't make any sense to me. Also, this is what I meant by the auto rotating carousel. So look at what I meant trying to say. Okay, let's wait for one of the carousels to move. Okay, I'm trying to read this. Ayurveda and a power package get a complimentary skin brightening duo on purchases above one. Okay, and that was pretty fast. Now in that, so this is one of the reasons what I mean. So ideally, you should have like a normal clickable button. Avoid the auto rotating carousels. On the phone, you'll also notice that these fonts, etc., they're very small. It's not very readable, but they have got a lot of things right too. In terms of the legibility, this font is actually quite well. They could have improved on the font size and things like this. Again, they have gone with the auto-rotating carousels. So it looks quite cluttered, and there's a lot of information that I find. There's just so much to read, and I'm not really understanding what they're trying to do. There's a little bit of, I know it's like a marketplace where they're selling a lot of things. But there are a lot of marketplaces that have done this really well, where they've introduced the categories. Right now, when I go through Purple as a normal website, there's a little bit of Ayurveda, from suddenly someone shoots something else, then they show some makeup and things like that. So my mind, I'm trying to understand what this website does, and it confuses me, right? So I hope, most of you have got some form of understanding of how to do the audit. To be honest, like majority of you have done really well in the assignment 2, at least the ones that I have corrected. Moving on to assignment 1. I'll stop sharing my screen. Let me see if I can get some of you on board. Is there anyone from Team Epsilon and Team Upsilon here? If there's anyone here, you can just message on the chat. If there's anyone from Team Epsilon or if Team Upsilon.
Yeah, we have Ishan, Shua, Krish Babu.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Cool, guys. Yeah, just write down which team you guys are. That would be great too. Okay, so in terms of assignment 1, I'll just give you some quick feedback on what you guys have done. So Team Epsilon, Team Upsilon, you guys have done a fairly good job. I really like the kind of work you've done. A lot of the teams have done really well. But yeah, these guys I feel have stood out of the crowd. So kudos to you on that. Now I'll just give you a generic feedback that I think almost everyone missed. Now when in the first assignment, the point was to do 3 things, right? Number 1 was to do a market sophistication audit. Number 2 was to do your ideal customer profile, and number 3 was to do message mining. Now, so I'll just go from back. Message mining is simple. All you needed to do was go on different marketplaces, go wherever these people are, wherever this brand is there, find out their reviews, what people are talking about, just basically highlight those and put them together. Your ideal customer profile, now that's something in the past where most people used to have like a buyer persona where they used to write things, like I think Abhinav's mentioned on his call, where there's the way people used to take care of the buyer persona is they would write, if it's Ayurveda or if it's health and fitness, then they would categorize somebody in their 30s. They would draw like Sally or somebody, put up a picture and say, okay, she's this much, she's this age, she comes from here, she does this, she has this interest and things like that. Now, ideal customer profile is where you take the step a little bit more, expand it and target here. So basically, you talk about what their desires are, what their beliefs are, what their emotions are, what they have been hearing, what they have been seeing. So you actually get hands-on experience, and there's a lot of data that you find from the website. Now, most of you have done these two things quite well because this was just scraping data of the website. Now, one of the things where you needed to think a little bit was probably your market sophistication audit. Now, market sophistication audit is something that's slightly complex and slightly important because even as entrepreneurs, this would be something that you would use. Say when you're, job, you want to get into or start a startup, right? A market sophistication audit is one of your primary things that you would do even if you want to just start up. Now, here's where I feel almost nobody got it right. Do you have only one market or do you have multiple markets? Now, a lot of you have written, okay, Plix, the target market is 35 to 40-year-olds. They are bodybuilders or they are fitness enthusiasts. This is what they have defined as their market. And then they have gone on to describe, okay, these people are in stage 3, stage 2, stage 4, for whatever reason, and explained a lot on that. Now, what you need to understand is if you are running a brand or a product or a business, you can't just rely on one market. So this is where it comes. So for example, if it's Plix, is protein required only by one market? Is it only athletes or bodybuilders that require protein? There's another market where, for example, if you're an elder person, someone in their 60s, where you start seeing muscle wasting, that is another market. Now, for example, if you go to a bodybuilding or an athlete market and you talk to them about the importance of protein, that market is already quite sophisticated. They already understand the importance of protein, right? So that market is quite sophisticated, and the kind of messaging that you would approach with them is quite different. Say in comparison to say the general market where people are not really probably aware of the importance of taking supplements, protein supplements and things like that. So even for one product, you can have multiple stages within this for your market sophistication audit. So for example, if it's a general market, in this case, they might be in a stage 1, right? Where you're probably just talking to them about the promise, the importance of protein, etc. But for somebody in their, if it's a bodybuilder market, they probably might be in their stage 5. Because you're trying to stand out. So for example, if you guys know about Muscle Blaze, they have come out with a really interesting way how they have approached, because they have understood that the market is already quite sophisticated. So what they have gone is they have started building communities, so it's not just brands like Nike or Coke or Thumbs Up, which are the big brands that have that use this things like that. But even smaller brands are using this community segment. For example, even Kapiva or any of these
even
small.
we do it, right?
Pardon?
Yeah, even we do it, right?
Exactly.
Avalon
Yeah.
Meta.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, Royal Enfield, great example. Avalon Meta. What are they talking about? They're trying to build this community because the market is already sophisticated. It does not necessarily mean that you as a brand should be really big to have this stage 5. So that's something that I feel a lot of you missed. For example, so this community.
I mean, if you're sorry, Elson, but if you're out there with some features or some product, anybody can rip you off, right? It's just a matter of money. So what really makes you stand out is the brand and the community, and that's not something that people can just pour money into and build overnight, right? So that is what is really going to be the differentiator out here, when everything is so easy to set up. It's so easy to set up a Shopify store, so easy to build SaaS tools and everything. So this brand and the community is what is going to really differentiate. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. So, yeah, for example, in the protein market, I think Muscle Blaze does it really well. Where they talk Ziddi, they start talking about that, or you see their ads. This is something that they've done, and it's worked really well for them. So, they talk about how Indians they probably don't have the genetics for a really good body or something like that, and then they come in as the Indian whey protein, something like that. So that is a really cool strategy where Muscle Blaze is used for the stage 5. So this is something where I was slightly off, where I found that a lot of you didn't tap into all the markets. Majority of you have written like market sophistication audit. The market is health and fitness, and they have probably categorize them as a stage 3. So this you needed to understand that, for example, in the normal market, in the large market, you can talk about immunity. For kids, immunity is a very important thing. They also do, so vitamin C tablets and things like that. A lot of bodybuilders use vitamin C because it helps with recovery and things like that. But vitamin C is also important for the rest of the population. Protein, in fact, is important for the rest of the population. Even for if you're targeting somebody who's used a lot of whey protein, another way you could target them is by saying this is lactose free. This is not dairy. So here is where something that a lot of you have missed out. Another thing, I think the only team that has actually done this quite well is Team Upsilon, where you need to understand that when you are talking about a market, you need to start off with, okay, what is the total addressable market? What is the total market that we are actually focusing on? And then you start elaborating on things like that. So yeah, good job, guys. A lot of you have done really well. Kudos to you. I know it's a lot of work, and I'm really impressed by what everyone's done. Yeah. So I just felt Varun, anything on your end?
Yeah. I mean, about the doctor sharing, Dr. MedShare platform. One thing that I didn't see anybody actually point out, I thought somebody is going to do this, but nobody actually thought about CPD points. And of course, this is a very doctor-specific feature.
Varun, I think there's a little bit of a lag.
Okay. Is it better now?
Yeah, now it's better.
Okay, so yeah, so what I was talking about is that not a lot of teams, I don't think any team actually mentioned CPD points. So CPD points are continual professional development points, and these are points that doctors should have to to renew their license. So this is how they keep up with their upkeep of their knowledge. So doctors, once they leave out, they can't just forget that okay, whatever learning I've done. I think Elson can explain this better. But yeah, not a lot of teams actually mentioned that, which is pretty bad. That is a very core important point, which a lot of providers actually do provide also. So that is something that I missed out on. Yeah, this, and of course the other stuff that Elson mentioned. Yeah, this is very valid across the other assignments as well. Yeah.
And one more point, I feel like a lot of you really didn't understand what SparkToro could have done. So a lot of you, at least I think for Akiva and things like that, you guys have skipped on SparkToro. So that's one of the reasons where these guys, some of the teams have missed a lot of points there, small points there. SparkToro. So when some teams have done really well where they have talked about, these are the podcasts that these guys have listened to. These are the YouTube videos that these guys have listened to. So these are the things that you'll be able to use when you're targeting. You identify what this person is, and you identify what the other things that they're listening to. So Audience Insights, SparkToro, you guys haven't really cracked a lot in that respect. Then okay, and for example, and a lot of you have put in a lot of time into designing and branding, and so branding is very important, but it's not about getting a really fancy logo. What we mean is more in terms of brand positioning. So for example, Team Epsilon, what they have done is, it's a very simple assignment that they've done. It's just high impact, a lot of good points, and they've just put it in tables and point. So that is really good. Whereas a lot of other teams, what they've done is they've gone into too much of the designing and things like that. So that is all fluff. So that is extra work. The main thing is you need to have good content. So yeah, that is some general feedback that we have, at least that I have from assignment 1. We will post, I think we can post like the top 5 assignments and things like that. Yeah, and I think Varun.
And yeah, and not a lot of teams actually bothered to do a lot of interest-based targeting, geos, and all that. Yeah, so that was, a few of the teams have done it. Kudos to them. But yeah, I feel a lot of you other people, like, yeah, what Elson spoke about SparkToro, you guys should have dived deeper into your interests and targeting and all that part too. Yeah, which was clearly missing in a lot of assignments. Yeah.
Right. So what we're just telling you these things. Don't feel bad. We're just
I'm sorry. Yeah, some teams did do it. Sorry, Elson. Yeah, I know some teams did do it, but I'm saying in general that not a lot of teams have actually done it. Sorry, Wilson, yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is you guys have done extremely well. To be honest, you have exceeded our expectations. So that's really great. And the kind of responses that you guys have done. So really happy with all of that. I have been really lenient in my scoring. So that's great. So you guys do really well there. But yeah, I just wanted to bring out these are the finer nuances that you could have worked on just to make your portfolio or just to make your presentation slightly better. Now I think we can just have like a quick, we'll finish off on the portfolio building aspect. We'll be having another live stream today. So that is about tomorrow's live stream will be the introduction to assignment 4, I think. And it's going to be pretty cool. We're going to be talking about copywriting. We've got a lot of insights on that. And we'll be discussing on copywriting and things like that. We will be going through the portfolio building, no issues. But yeah, right now we'll be doing the portfolio building. We'll take some questions and things like that, and probably try to share some stories from our personal experience. I will be sending out the link for tomorrow's live stream too. It'll be like a quick copywriting 101. So I'm just telling this so that you have something to look forward to. Right, Varun? So do you want to talk about the portfolio building now?
Yeah, great. So when it comes down to portfolio building, right, you need to really, okay, again, I don't have an agenda here, but top thing that comes off the bat to my head is to have a right CTA, and it's all about scent again. You need to think about your ideal customer, and you need to know what you're actually pitching. You don't want to pitch the world to the client, but you need to be very clear about what you're showcasing and what you're pitching, and it should all amalgamate into that person clicking the CTA of signing up or.
Let me just interrupt. Okay, so someone's asking what is portfolio building. Right. Okay, so I'll just tell you what it is. Basically, portfolio building, it comes in two aspects, right? Number one, so like we mentioned, what you're doing here is building your portfolio so that you can approach prospective clients to sell your services, right? That is the reason why I'm hoping most of you have joined this course, so that you end up as polished marketers and you can use your skills so that you can sell these skills. Now, there's two ways you can do it. One, you can approach prospective clients and work for them, and serve as consultants for them. Number two, you can apply for a job at an agency or a services wing where you're selling your portfolio. Basically, we're giving your resume and your CV and things like that. So yeah, what Varun is talking about exactly is the way you do your outreach, right? Where you send your emails or you approach your prospects and things like that. I'd actually like to see some of you have some questions, and yeah, Varun, you can take over. So you guys should ask your questions on how you guys really, you can even probably come on this live and you can ask your questions, and we'll suggest some of your feedback on that. And I think in the end of it, we can share some stories on how probably I got, into this field and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you can also offer free services when you're beginning out as somebody who has no experience. You can offer it to your local mom and pop shop or like a non-profit, and yeah, that is a good way to do it. And the other way to do it is, of course, this is more from a coding background that I come from, is to actually go out there and give yourself assignments, give yourself tasks to build upon and stuff like that. Have a target to build a platform or something, put the code out there on GitHub. So yeah, you could do something like that also. So this is how you would actually approach it when you have no experience and you want to try to build a portfolio. When you're doing this assignment or when you're doing this course with us, what you're doing is essentially you're actually doing all these things, learning these different skill sets that you can actually put it out there on the website. Say that you're good at market research, you're a CRO expert, you know how to do copywriting and all this stuff. So, and you can, if somebody asks you for, give me some sample work, and you can just show them the assignment work that you've done. That's the reason why we want you to do a good job, a professional job, so that you can actually go out there and show this work to everybody else. So yeah, let's just have a look at questions. The sites who don't follow the rules or guidelines or have mistakes, let's say we as a marketer want to pitch that company, how to do so, on what portfolio can we show to them? Okay, let me answer the second part first. What portfolio can you show to them is if you are coming with no experience, what you could offer is you can show them other people who are doing good job, and you can tell that, I will do something like this. Or if you have prior experience, you can be like, these are the work that I've done and this is what I'll show to them. And how do you do so? You just reach them out on Twitter or on their email or on their phone. You just reach them out. And you know what, people, there's a lot of friction to this. People think that, oh, maybe they don't want to listen to me or whatever, but you should just go out there and try it out. I mean, we just saw a website not doing any ads, and I'm sure me and Elson will have a call after this, and we're just gonna reach out to those guys and we'll be like, hey bro, you want us? You want to hire us? So yeah, and the good way to do is, of course, you use a tool like Foxbound, Sales Navigator on LinkedIn. That's how you can get. There's Lusha for phone numbers. Yeah, so these are the tools that you'll use. Yeah.
This is actually something that's really worked for us. So when we used to go for prospective clients, what we would do is, we would sit on these sites like Crunchbase and things like that, and we would identify these companies which are probably got recent funding, people who are pre-seed or in their Series A and things like that. We would literally stalk them, everything, each and everything about them we would know. And so I think one of the things that Varun used to credit me is, one of the reasons that he is like, the thing that you're good at is stalking people. So,
right. So, I mean, one more thing, sorry, Elson, but one more thing is, Ekta, when you're stalking them and stuff like that, that's when you get to know what they're doing wrong. So when you approach these people on a mail, you can actually tell them that, I went through your website and I see that you're doing this wrong. And that shows, normal outreach mail that I get or anybody gets, it's an automated thing. There's not a lot of personalization out there. But if you put in the effort to do an audit and you figure out all these things, the client will be like, okay, damn, these guys are already providing me value before I even say yes. So the idea should be to provide them value before you can actually sign a deal or get them on a contract or something. Usually how people do this is they have a free course and, they're giving you value. And at the end of free course, they'll be like, guys, do you want to do an audit? We are professionals at this and let's do this. Or something like what you did, do an audit for them and then, provide it for free, give them value first. That's when they're going to consider you. Otherwise, you're just another person out there just asking for their bucks or something. Yeah.
Think about it, like when you send an email where you're telling them, hey guys, we know you want this, you identify what all these guys are and you tell, we know you're looking for this, you want this, this, and finally you tell them. So in that case, you've already got their interest and you know that these people know you. Finally, you put a call to action where you highlight it and you write, we'll do a free audit for you. I just need 5 to 10 minutes of a call. Are you up for it?
Yeah. Obviously, or tell them you have a deck for them with strategies and stuff. Don't try to pitch them on the first mail. Get them on a call, follow up with a call, and then probably pitch them. Yeah, but don't talk about pitching in the first mail. Don't talk about pricing in the first mail. These are like huge commitments, and you don't want to give them huge commitments. It should be all micro commitments. Just get the micro commitment. The first thing I can probably get is like 5 minutes of his time. Once I get 5 minutes of his time, I could probably get him to look at the deck or my website. And then probably I'll talk to him about my services, and then I'll probably talk to him about pricing. So micro commitments first, and then don't go for macro ones. They're very hard to win. You can't convince somebody cold very easily to, to close a deal like that. So yeah.
Exactly. On your first mail, never go for the sell. On the first mail, it's all about them. You're talking to them about their business, about things like that. And again, when you're giving them the audit, you're telling them how it's going to benefit them. That is what is going to get them interested. Once they give you a reply, then you're like a shark. You go and attack them. That's when you go on and you tell them, hey guys, we have done this, we have done that. These are our clients, these are our success stories. And they'll just, consider the sale closed.
Right.
Obviously, right now, I think, because of the COVID situation, people are not making too many decisions. But even then, to be honest, like we don't want to brag, but we have been able to close sales and things like that. And it's because we follow the strict formula. It's just systematic formula where we have used this and it's helped us convert.
Yeah. Anshul has a question here. He says, what if they, have a look at your work and they don't hire you? Well, they don't hire you. There's plenty of fish in the ocean out there. You need to go with this mindset that not all your clients are going to, convert. When you're talking about outreach, it's like a purely numbers game. Like you need to be like sending out mails day in and day out. You need to be prospecting day in and day out with the hope that somebody is going to convert. Now let's just think from your ads perspective. Usually e-commerce ads have like a 1% CTR. So if I throw in like 100 impressions, I'm just going to get 1 click. And that 1 click won't be probably a customer also. So how do I improve this? I have to throw in more volume, and more volume is more budget or lower CPC or stuff like that, or improve your conversion rate. But you're getting my idea, right? It's a numbers game purely. So you have to be out there, and there's going to be a lot of tough days when nobody's converting and nobody's opening your mails. But that is what entrepreneurship is all about, right? You need to go in every day with that drive, because you never know when that day is going to be. And it's like 99% of work just leads to that 1%, one crazy day. But that doesn't mean that your 99% of work is invalid or something like that. It's still very relevant. So yeah, that's how I would look at it. Yeah.
I would say, like, see, if someone does not hire you, it's probably of two reasons. One, that they don't need you, and more importantly, they don't need you right now, right? They don't understand that they probably don't have a need for you right now. But in the future, if they ever do have a need, you should be the first option that comes into their mind. So here's where you can continue to nurture them, right? For example, when we send out our automation mails, we make sure that these drip campaigns at least have 5 to 6 follow-up mails, and we space them accordingly. So we space them. So the first one will be just to get their curiosity and things like that, and slowly we space them, so that, and eventually, okay, if all we're trying to do is to get that person to reply. If he replies as a yes or a no, whatever, okay. And in the end, if we feel that, okay, this person's not replying, we send them like a breakup email where we tell them, hey guys, okay, we understand probably this is not the right time for you. But in case you ever want somebody like me, here's my business card, or here is my contact details, here's my website. You can just keep it, and it's up to you. You can use it, up to you. It's your call. So here, this is like a negotiation tactic where you're not being too pushy. So I hope that answers your question.
And there are like multiple strategies. There's like, I think you can just Google this. There's something called the SOAP sequence. Elson, do you have anything else in mind?
Yeah. So there are so many emailing strategies, and majority
one-to-one punch.
Yep, exactly. So all of this is basically, they're all following the same principle. In fact, like, I think we'll be talking about that in tomorrow's because it's slightly similar to the copywriting aspect. So I'll talk about that on tomorrow's live stream. Let's just try and quickly wrap things up with some questions, and
one more thing. Yeah, just one more thing. They're talking about T-shaped marketer and all that. That's cool. But one thing you need to have on your portfolio is results. I mean, nothing beat numbers. Okay, you need to have, like, I drew 3x the amount of traffic that they had before, and I decreased the CAC by 70%. You need to have like real quantifiable numbers out there on your portfolio. Even though you've done a small project, whatever, try to quantify it, because just saying that I ran lead gen ads, or I drove app installs is not enough. You need to showcase numbers. Can you share an example of a portfolio? I don't know. I think
I can help. Okay, Nilaya. So we're not gonna brag here, but what I can try and do this, I'm just going to do a little bit of bragging just so that you benefit from it. So I'm not trying to show off or something like that. Just going to share a quick story if this benefits you. So you're asking for a good portfolio for a T-shaped marketer. Now, for example, I'll just tell you like how I got recruited into Avalon, and how Varun or Abhinav or Varun Maya, these guys chose me as a marketer. So I had no experience with digital marketing. To be honest, when I came into this company, I had no experience. I didn't even know what copywriting meant. So that is the kind of background that I have. I have no experience with Facebook ads, Google ads, nothing. It was all zero. But you have skills, right? So what you need to understand. So Varun Maya, he talks really well about this, on his, I think it's his evolutionary management course on Meta. And it's something that you should really look up. So the thing that you need to understand is that people can be trained. What you need to show people is your ability to be coached, right? And when you talk about a T-shaped marketer, if you're talking about, hey, what are the skills that I have? You need to understand one thing, that digital marketing or any tech field is very dynamic. For example, you can't always be like, okay, I am an expert in Google Ads, or I have a Google Ads certification. If someone shows me that they have a 2008 Google Ads certification, it's not really relevant. I probably don't even have a Google Ads certification, but
No,
I'm
neither
pretty
do
sure.
I actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean,
Varun,
and
yeah.
Elson beats the rep. When we sit down on a call with the Google rep, Elson asks the kind of questions that the rep is scratching his head, and Elson tells the rep that you're wrong and all that stuff. And Elson just started this 6 months back, so
And it's
certifications and all is like crap. That's what I
yeah,
believe in. Yeah.
the tech field is so dynamic. For example, 2 weeks ago, Google announced like they are coming up with a completely different campaign, called the Discovery campaign. Somebody who's got like a 2008 certification does not know anything about what the Discovery campaign is. How you can target it and things like that. So what I'm trying to say, Nilaya, here is like, don't worry too much about your certification and things like that. What you need to show them is your ability to be coached, and you need to understand this, always make the person that you're hiring. For example, if Varun Suresh or Varun Maya or Abhinav was my boss, the way I would approach it is I want to make their life simple. That is the only intent that I have. My job here is to make their life as simple as possible. Whether it's and no, there's nothing like, okay, dude, this work, if someone tells me, listen, can you just sit and scrape data and just type things and things like that, that does not really mean there's nothing known as dirty work, right? You need to go in and be like, I think one of the first things that I went to Varun Suresh and I was like, I saw he was like really busy and he was handling so many things. So I was like, Varun, dude, and I was an intern back then, so I had nothing to do. So I came in and I was like, Varun, please, is there any dirty work that you want to do, right? And that's how he later on went to me and he was like, man, I like that aspect of you,
Yeah,
where
I mean, not a lot of people are proactive. You got to understand that. And if you just show proactiveness in a job, it's a very great skill to have. But I think we have kind of deviated here. We're going into the job aspect than portfolio. What I'll do is I'll quickly just show you a client success story that we had designed for our outreach. And you can just have a look at
yeah,
the
I think
numbers,
that's a
how we
really
are.
good one. Yeah.
So I mean, these are the numbers that we are showing these guys. Can you see this 12x increase in monthly app install volumes, 5x the lower cost per app registration, 63% in conversion rate? And even if you have a look at these things, we have talking about numbers only everywhere. It has to be very, very data driven. There's no other way around that. You have to definitely showcase. And if you just have a look at this, there's multiple things we are talking. It's kind of like what a T-shaped marketer would do. We're talking about data analytics here. We're talking about, campaign management. We are talking about, okay, I don't know how to hide this, but yeah, the next thing is about email automation and stuff, the segmentation, this creatives. So yeah, you have to just basically show your work, and yeah, that's how I would do it.
Other things like, okay, so here's like the thing. So Varun's talking about the client side, right? So that's what a video portfolio in a client side. I don't know how effective that is. What are you going to show in that video portfolio? If you're talking about a CV, definitely that's something that can help you stick out of the crowd. So yeah, a lot of people are interested in things like that, where they see some form of creativity in your portfolio, how you can stand out from the crowd. Share your portfolio. So it was pretty simple. So what we had when we during my recruitment, what it was they just asked us, can you share, what your future CV would look like, and that's where I don't know if it's really relevant, like, and if you guys want to hear about it. So yeah, let's move on to some questions. Do you guys get time to focus on business development
It
when
is
you?
a very important part of our job. That's how startups work. That's how early stage startups work. You have to be like a jack of all trades. And me and Nelson, mentorship is like a very tiny aspect of what we do. I mean, this is what we really love to do, but we are primarily on the services end of the thing. We are not even involved in Meta app so much. That is what Maya, Shashank, and Abhinav does. We purely handle the services wing of Avalon Labs. So business development is like a very, very huge important thing. And business development is like a mindset for us. So quickest example is we saw that guy not running ads and we're like, shit, we got to go back and, reach out to them. And when I'm on LinkedIn, when I'm on Facebook, I'm always looking at ads, looking for people making mistakes, and just trying to figure out who is going to be my next prospective client. And yeah, so this is like you need to have this ingrained in your head, especially when you're working on a company like Avalon or like a services wing. where you're providing services, business development has to be like your second nature to the work, and you have to learn how to do it parallelly, and you need to be able to connect the dots. Like there's no point setting like a specific 1 hour for doing business development. You need to have that also, but you need to be on the lookout all the time, and
Yep.
you never know who
I
you
think,
convert.
yeah. I think the thing is, like, you see, you need to understand that nowadays clients are not really looking for somebody who can just probably make a creative or to run one or two Google ads or Facebook ad campaigns. What clients are looking for are partners. They're looking for business partners. They're looking for people who can think about the business as and a more holistic view. They want people who can share the risk, who think of the company as their own. So here's where you need to come in with that perspective, where you're being like, so that's where you come in with the business development perspective. You're not here as just somebody who is, okay, I'll run your ads. No, you're going to be like, hey, I'm your virtual CMO, right? I am your
Right.
chief marketing officer. I will take the risk and we will set up this business. We will make it work. How do you, okay, Reddit Mind has asked, how do we showcase the assignments as a portfolio and get one? This is actually, I think the question becomes very redundant, but I'll just give you an that's what we've been going through. You have done, say, a market sophistication audit. You need to understand a lot of the companies, these things are very useful to them, and majority of the people probably don't really do it. Make this, so if you're, for example, you guys did a market sophistication audit for Akiva or for Plix. First you find out somebody who has the power to make this decision in that company. Okay, I'm not talking about the exact company or the brand here. What I'm saying is, you do a market, so you like what Varun said. We went through some ads and we saw some people are not doing things right. I would go to that company, I would approach them, I would send them an email with this free audit where I tell them and I identify all these things. Next, okay, in terms, so you'll be doing a lot of more exercises in these assignments. You can throw in some free creatives. You can tell them these are your audience insights. All this information, maybe they know all of this, maybe they know 90% of it. Doesn't matter. If you can at least impress them with that one new percentage, and they see the amount of work that you have done for free, right? They are going to give you they are going to hit that call to action. So,
and guys, you'll be making a website also. You'll be also making a creative. You'll be making creatives, writing copy. You'll be running ads, which will give you numbers to throw. So all these things can be actually showed on your website, right? You can actually show that, hey, guys, I've built a website on Webflow. Click here to have a look at that. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do. Yeah.
This is exactly what we have also done. So I hope we have been reaching out to clients we have people on our team who are working on this placement network and things like that. This is exactly what we are doing. We share with them, this is the syllabus that they have gone through. These are the kind of people that are there. You tell them, hey, do you want somebody like this? And almost all of them have shown us a positive response where they're like, wow, because majority of the times what happens is when somebody hires you or they hired you as an intern or something like that, that person needs to be trained from the beginning to the end. Here, you are pretty much doing so much of the work that any chief head of performance marketing does, and you're telling them, this is the portfolio. Do you want it? And it's so catered to that brand that they would easily hire you, right?
Yeah. What are the free audits you people usually do to impress prospects? So we are telling you to do a UX audit and all that. How Avalon does it is very more targeted. Like Elson said, we stalk them and we understand where they are at. So here's a client. These guys had raised decent amount of money. They're called Remente. So what they had done is they were a purely organic company, and they were like, we understood that they're not running any ads. So when we were approaching them, it was all about an organic strategy. How do you grow organically, and what is the content, content strategy, pillar strategy. So we were talking about, app indexing and stuff like that. So you have to really tailor your, tailor your pitch to the audience. And according to their needs, you can do different kind of audits. You can do a SEO audit, you could do their organic strategy audit. You can just do an overall marketing audit. Yeah, there's a lot of things that you can do here.
Okay, Anshul's asked how to approach and convince someone when you don't have any previous clients. So Anshul, one of the things you need to understand is the market penetration in terms of digital marketing, etc. Even though people say it's quite saturated and things like that, it's nowhere reached its full potential. There are so many mom and pop stores that are just next to you that have no form of digital marketing or any form of marketing that's been done to them. You go to these mom and pop stores, and the funny thing is, the same amount of work goes into both a mom and pop store or a Series A, Series B company. the creatives. In fact, probably a mom and pop store requires more in terms of marketing and things like that. When it comes to a larger company, things, the solutions are very plug and play. But you go to them, you approach these small clients and you tell them, listen, bro, I'll work for you for free, or you pay me the minimal amount just for the okay. A mom and pop store is basically something SMB, a small or medium scale business, something that is very small. In fact, a mom and pop store is even smaller than that. But yeah, you go to these SMBs or small stores and you tell them, listen, we'll make a website for you, or we'll run a few ads, we'll boost your Facebook ads or things like that, and you show them those results, right? You show them some creatives that you have done. So you saw the client success story that we have done. Even if you can show some form of growth, this picks up and this serves as your momentum. You build on this slowly. Avalon itself started off something like that. It's not that we started off with really huge clients from the start. You show them, and obviously you build these relationships. You need to understand that majority of the clients that you're going to have are through existing relations that you have. Once you start doing quite well, people who know about you. So this is where the other things come in. That's one of the reasons that a lot of us put in so much effort into our personal branding and putting ourselves out there. It's so that people notice you, right? They notice you, and then the first time somebody wants, oh, okay, I'm looking for a services company, or I'm looking for somebody that wants to run ads, they should remember, oh, okay, Anshul also runs that. He mentioned something about digital marketing. Let's ask him, right?
Okay, and you want a dummy portfolio, sample portfolio. So I'm just sharing a link. So Hugo Hamel is a close friend, and we have partnered with him multiple times. I think he's got a decent website, and yeah, he's what you would call a T-shaped marketer. He does a lot of stuff, and I wouldn't say his website is the best or anything out there, but this is how you would show a sample work. So yeah, that's how you would do it. Yeah.
How to know what our prospect needs the most right now? This comes into like what we mentioned. It's you use platforms like Crunchbase. You go through LinkedIn. When you go through LinkedIn, majority of the CEOs, they write it on their headline itself. I'm looking for opportunities, like your recruitments are open on LinkedIn. You have these options for jobs, LinkedIn jobs. So the company will itself post the jobs that they have.
Yeah,
Now
have a look at PR Newswire. Have a look at websites where people are laying off. So these are the
exactly.
You need to think ulta. Actually, you can't go straight approach. You need to have multiple leading signals that companies throw out there into the world that they need somebody out there, but they can't explicitly say. But if somebody's hiring or somebody's firing, that's when a consultancy can step in. Because when somebody's firing, it doesn't mean that they don't need that division. It means that they can't afford to keep a team, or they can't afford to keep the team on bench. So that's when an agency or that's when a freelancer can easily step in and say that, hey guys, I will work for half the price, and I don't need a contract with you. I'm not going to be like an employee with benefits and all that. So you're the best fit, for something like that. So yeah, there are multiple signals out there that these companies usually throw.
So I think Ekta has asked one doubt. Let's assume that we approach these companies and they like our audits. Now, after working for free for some time, how to charge them? Because marketing.
No. Don't work for free. Only during your pitching time you can offer them value. But as soon as they see the value and they're like, great job, you need to start charging them. Don't get into that loop of working for free, because guys, you need to have this set in your mind that you're worth time. Your time is worth something, and you need to have that attitude in your head. Otherwise, people will just take you for a ride. So when you're showing them value, throw them as many freebies as you can afford to throw them. But once that value has been accepted and they're moving on to the next part of the deal, then you have to set down terms. And this is where it comes, right? You need to, like, how much do you charge, or do I work for free and all that? See, most of, not all the clients can afford our value. Not all the clients are they're probably growing, blah, blah, blah. So what you can offer is you can offer them a discount. You can do if they can't say we are charging them 1 lakh for Facebook, Google, and SEO, right? And they say like, no, I can only do 25,000. So what you can tell them is, I'll do a pilot for like a trial offer, like for a month or 3 months. So you pay me 25K, and I'll do the most important thing for you right now, which I feel is SEO, because you don't have the money to pay me. I'm sure you don't have money to pay for ads. So I'll do SEO for you, which is an organic thing, and I'll do it for 25,000. If you like the results that I'm getting for you, then we can talk about, upselling or cross-selling and stuff like that. So yeah, that's how I would do it. Yeah.
Akash has posted a question. This actually reminded me of something that I missed when I was giving you guys feedback on the assignments. Okay, so Akash has mentioned, how do you charge clients at the start with ad spends averaging 10,000 to 20,000?
Really
Okay, so this is,
depends. Yeah, take it, Elfin. Yeah,
okay, so Varun will answer this exact question, but here I just want to give some feedback on this. When you're saying averaging 10,000 to 20,000, you're giving a number, right? But you need to understand that statistics and numbers are irrelevant if you don't give them a timeline. Are you talking about 10,000 monthly budget? Are you talking about 10,000 yearly budget? What is the things like that? No, I understand, Akash. So I understand your question here. So this is something that some of you have actually missed in your assignment. You have thrown in some good graphs where you've talked about things, but you haven't really mentioned the timeline, or you haven't even mentioned the reference. Where did you get this data from? So the next time when you're sending out some form of an audit or some form of you're telling some stats and throwing some bar graphs and things like that, without any reference numbers, timelines, what is, a legend. Every stat needs a legend. You need to give these small features also. You need to tell what are you actually talking about. What is the time frame? If somebody has grown, if this market, if the Ayurveda market has been growing, what is the time frame? And these numbers are also important. Yeah, well, I just wanted to bring that up. Yeah.
no,
So
you're right on the bat here. And now one more thing is, when somebody is actually paying you, has the budget of only 10,000 or 20,000 for ads, would they be okay to pay you more than that? Yeah, I mean, first of all, you'll have to have a set amount. How much do I need to run my business successfully? You need to have that priced in. If you're a solopreneur, you need to figure out how much does your rent cost, how much does your internet, food, blah 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 cost, and then you need to have an idea. Key, if I have 3 clients and my budget is like I need 50K to survive, then if I have 3 clients, I must be getting at least 15K from each of these. Or if I'm going to have only 1 client, then I must be getting 50K out of this. Now, somebody who has a 10,000 or a 20,000, why would they pay you 50K when they are only spending 10 to 20,000? And even if you get them a 3 ROAS on 10,000, it's just 30,000 bucks. Even if you do them like 3 ROAS on 20,000, 60,000 bucks, where 50,000 goes into paying you only. So think about that. Yeah. And pricing is a very, like I said, you have to figure out your costs, guys. Once you figure out your costs, and if you're in a business, you have to figure out how much your business costs, and then add in a margin. Add in, if you're feeling what do you call, confident, you can throw in a 100% margin. So if your break-even cost is like 50K, you can go ahead and ask them like, give me 1 lakh, right? Or if you want to play it safe, just ask them for like 60,000, 70,000, or whatever. It depends on where you're at. And once you come in with a lot of brand, and once you come in with a lot of experience, you can really charge them the big numbers.
you can always upsell also. Yeah. You can always start small and then you can always upsell. So that's where, once you show them that you're indispensable, start upselling. So even if you start out by telling them, okay, we'll do for this, as soon as you realize like these guys have realized your value and now you become indispensable, start upselling. Tell them, add in a little bit more feature and be like, this one, this much, this one, this much. Another thing, always go for, this is something that we do. We try to stick for foreign clients because they can afford our prices.
Mm-hmm. And in general, Indian clients are a little, I don't know what the word, Hindi. They're no, seriously, like big companies. I just had a chat with a client last week, and it's an Indian client. They're doing 30 crores, 40 crores. They're a big name, okay? Like everybody knows them, kind of a thing. And they want a refund. So I don't know what. But yeah. And when you're also pitching them the pricing, right? Give them a breakdown, okay? You can't just go out there and say, hey guys, give me 50K for your marketing. They'll be like, 50,000 क्यों देना है marketing के लिए? And then you have to be like, नहीं भाई, मैं campaign strategy कर रहा हूँ, campaign handling कर रहा हूँ, मैं आपका analytics और reporting भी संभालता हूँ, आपका creative भी करता हूँ, and there's a one-time setup of pixel, blah blah blah, all this. So give them a breakdown, and then they'll be like, okay, this is why it's charging me 50K. So if you just go there and just tell them 50K, they won't accept you. You have to give them a proper legit breakdown. You tell them that I have three, four people, there's a content guy, there's a data guy, and there's a performance marketer sitting on this, and inka 10,000 ragta hai, blah blah blah. I make only 40,000, and 10,000 is my margin, and then everybody understands that there is going to be margin in business. Nobody is so dumb. I mean, if anybody has created a business out there and he doesn't know how the world works on margins, he's stupid. So everybody understands margin, and you have to be able to justify the cost that you're pitching, right? Either by your credibility or by the services that you're offering. So these are the two ways you can do that. Yeah.
Vishal has asked, what is upsell and cross sell? So Vishal, this is like terms that we
I'll just
use.
show
Like,
a link, Elson. Yeah.
yeah, I think we spoke about it. It's simple, man. It's like when we Varun showed, right? What are the related products? Or you might have seen things like that on Amazon, right? So an upsell would be something like what are the other products that you have brought together? So when it comes into a client profile, something like this would be okay. You tell them, hey, I will handle your creatives. I'm a graphic designer and I'll handle your creatives. Then you quickly see like these people are not doing anything other than SEO. So then you
Hmm.
tell them, hey, why don't you guys try pay-per-click?
PPC.
Or why don't you
Yeah.
try paid ads? So
Hmm.
you're upselling them, telling them,
No, no, no,
hey,
no, Elson, you're wrong. Sorry, sorry, Elson. So upsell is basically increasing the quantity of the same service. Okay. So if you're like you have a deal for ads management and you're like 10,000 ka ads you are doing or you're doing 10 creatives, you can upsell them and you can tell them ki I'll do 20 creatives or I'll let me handle for 20,000. Now for cross selling, what you would do is you would offer them a different service. So I'm doing paid ads right now, and then you will tell them about why not I do organic for you or why not I
okay,
do influencer for you. So that is what a
right,
cross sell is. And upsell is increasing the quantity. Anyway, just have a look at that link.
yeah.
There's a few more questions we'll take. This is getting really
I
long.
think it's getting a little too long.
Yeah,
Sorry,
let's just
guys.
wind this up in like 10 minutes or something, or 5-10 minutes.
Yeah,
So
I think,
how do you reach out to foreign clients? That's an interesting question. So here's the easiest tip I can give you. LinkedIn Sales Navigator is like available for a 1 month free trial. Okay. And it depends on how many debit cards or credit cards you have. You can keep renewing that. And Crunchbase has a 7-day or a 14-day trial. So what you can do is you can just sit down and scrape the data. How we do is when we are approaching as Avalon, what we do is we go by verticals. We go into mHealth or we go into blockchain or we go into SaaS. And Crunchbase has got multiple filters that I can add. Talk about who got recently funded and all that stuff. So I will figure out that people who got recently funded and their funding is between this much to this much. I don't want to go behind very big people, right? So the problem with big people is that there's too much bureaucracy, there's too much red tape. By the time a marketing campaign gets approved in an IBM or in an Amazon or something, it'll be month or two. And as a small company, I really can't play with that. And they need a huge amount of resources. Like an IBM or Amazon, if I land them, they will need 50 people on the team. And Avalon is a 50-man team for all our clients. So you need to figure out your sweet spot. And for us, our sweet spot is like, Series A, Series B, Series C. Maybe for you, a sweet spot is pre-seed companies, SMEs as a freelance entrepreneur is probably something like that. You could also reach out to agencies and you can tell them that, hey, agents, because on agency end, right, there's usually a lot of work and even though they have employees, they're always looking for people to outsource. Like even at Avalon here, a lot of freelancers always approach us and they're like, guys, do you have a gig for us or something like that? So that's a good thing that you can do. But coming back to your question of how to reach out to foreign clients, LinkedIn Sales Navigator is available for a month free. Crunchbase is available for a 14-day trial. A lot of platforms out there don't even take your credit card or whatever. Sit there, scrape the database, take all their email IDs, and you just Google Varun Maya's Ultra Drip mailing tactic. It's there on our Avalon Labs website also. He wrote a post on your story, and yeah, you have to just make a drip campaign. And yeah, what I talked about was like the soap sequence. That is something that we use a lot. So just Google soap sequence.
yeah,
That is a strategy. I think Elson knows more.
I
What is
think
there, Elson?
Yeah, I think in terms of approaching foreign clients, a lot of us have this inhibition. We think, oh, why would someone foreign really require me? The way I look at it is, dude, just take the shot. What's there to lose? In fact, foreign clients are actually a lot more approachable. You'll actually notice that the response rate that these foreign clients use are a lot more higher than our Indian clients. Indian clients are always really skeptical. They think someone's here. I'm probably generalizing a little bit,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is, foreign clients, it's something that everyone says, take the shot, you really don't have this inhibition that, oh my God, what is there to lose? It's just a click. The same email that you're sending them, just cater that, change the location, change the time that you're sending it, and then done. Right? So, yeah. I think Varun, let's wrap
Wrap
it
it
up.
up.
I'm sorry, guys. I hope I know this session's been a lot of info. It was probably not that fun and things like that usually we do. But I hope you guys got at least some info that you found useful. Varun, anything from your end?
Not really. I'm just trying to find them some links that I can just, give them so that they can just go through it. I mean, just
And I,
Google these terms, yeah, and you figure it out. And we are
I
always
think,
approachable on Discord, so yeah, let us
and I
know.
think, yeah, I think to mix it up, some sessions can be just a lot of info and things like that. So I think tomorrow's session we'll keep it a little more fun. It'll be pretty cool. Don't worry. It's going to be on copywriting. I'll send the
Time,
link
Elson,
tomorrow.
they're asking for time.
Uh,
Uh,
10 p.m. 10 p.m. sounds okay.
keep it late only. We have a lot of work tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So around 10 p.m. we'll have a nice session. It'll be on copywriting and things like that. So yeah, I hope you guys are there. I hope you guys like today's session.
Also, one
Uh,
more thing. You'll be getting your results in a couple of days. Abhinav is sick, so we are just winding up the correction. We are finding up his correction. So yeah, you're going to get both assignment 1 and 2 ka results very soon. 3, of course, we'll give you once we're done with 1 and 2. Yeah.
all right, guys. Okay.
No, he's fine. He's fine. He's just a little down under the weather. Don't worry. But I think it's yeah. He won't be available tomorrow though. Yeah. Let him take
Guys,
care.
keep the enthusiasm, okay? I know this mentorship is a lot of ebbs and flows where sometimes, a lot of you probably have lost a little bit of the enthusiasm that you have at the start, but
Hi,
keep
sir.
it going. Like I said, it's barely another 2 months left. Just keep it going. You'll definitely find it worth it. And if you can improve, just a little bit. So don't give up and things like that. Just keep going, gain the enthusiasm. Convince your teammates. I know it's a little hard to convince them. A lot of them are busy and things like that. But just finish it off, and yeah, you guys sending the best 5 assignments after the live, right?
Also, you'll do
Yeah,
that?
I think we can do that. Yeah, let's do that. We can send the last 5. I mean, the best 5 assignments.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
guys.
think
Sorry it took a little bit of time. I hope you had some insights from it.
tell us about the other counties website you mentioned. But I didn't understand. Okay, guys, this is wind it up. Bye bye. Good night. See you on Discord.
Yeah. Bye, bye, guys. Bye.